Welcome to World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss, the podcast for busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners who want to travel smarter, save money, and plan unforgettable trips without the stress. I'm Ross, your host and the founder of Itinerary Boss. I spent a decade building a career in healthcare, software, and medical device sales while planning both personal and business trips across more than 20 countries. Whether it was group getaways with friends, couples trips, or just mapping out business territories, I became the go-to person for saving money on flights, organizing those logistics, and using points to elevate the experience. Now, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I help others do the same by showing you how to travel better using points, smart planning, and those proven strategies. Each week, we bring you expert guests, step-by-step tutorials on points and miles, and real-world itineraries that we've used to help you plan with confidence. Whether it's using points to travel better, exploring a new destination, or just learning how to maximize your spending, we've got you covered. Before we dive in, go ahead and grab one of our free tools in the show notes. One, the points and miles cheat sheet that'll help you get started earning and redeeming points to save thousands on travel, or the stress-free travel toolkit that includes a budget guide, packing checklist, and planning tips to save you time and hassle. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or busy professional looking to choose your next credit card or get help maximizing your everyday spending for rewards and booking free travel, book a free one-on-one consultation. You can find the link within the show notes or head over to itineraryboss.com. And if this episode helps you, please share it with a friend or family member, follow the show, and leave a 5-star review. It's the best way that helps us grow. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss. I'm your host, Ross Alcorn, and if you're a first-time listener, welcome in. We're excited to walk you through today our best credit cards for families, because a lot of the time we get questions just around, hey, Ross, I have kids, I have groceries, I have gas, I have daycare, we go to Costco, we got to fuel up on gas because we're doing a lot of road trips. I want to make it super simple for you because these are a lot of the common questions that I get, and I want to make it easy for you to understand the value of using your everyday expenses to then translate those into points and miles. But before we get into, how can you use some of those points to fuel your travel, let's get started with just asking a couple simple questions, right? First, for your family, where are you spending a lot of your money, right? Is it on groceries? Is it on dining, right? Are you having to commute to and from work? Is it on daycare? Is it on online shopping, whether that's, Amazon? Are there other things that you're shopping for your kids, your family, or are there just bigger fixed bills like mortgage, rent? And do you currently travel? So I think first, writing those answers down is always the biggest thing that I tell my clients because that's going to set you up for success when you start to map out the different credit cards that you want to use. And if it's all of those, that's okay, right? We have a structured plan and strategy that we will make sure to help you out with. So I think first, as you start to map those out, most people that I talk to, family wise, are spending a lot of their money on groceries and dining, because, right, you're having to go get a lot of different groceries from different stores. And then also, if you want to go out to eat, a lot of the times, if you've been cooped up in the house with your kids, sometimes you like to take them out. And, instead of paying for one or two, if you're paying for three or four, right, that starts to add up. So if you're spending a lot of your money there, I recommend getting the Amex Gold, American Express Gold, because you're going to get 4 times the points on dining, supermarkets, grocery stores, and that's where. And right now, currently, there's a bigger welcome offer once you spend a certain amount. So I always recommend that for people. That's a great grocery and dining card that then you have American Express points that are transferable. A lot of times people also will spend their money on gas and thinking through, right? Are there specific cards? And if you go to our website, you can also enter a lot of, if you just go to the credit card tabs, you can enter in where you're spending a lot of your money. And that's going to help give you personalized guidance as well of, hey, this is, if I'm spending my money on gas, this is going to be the best card. And that's, that's where you're going to be able to decide, okay, if I have this specific bank and I want to have these, transferable currencies or this card, like this is going to be the best one for me. So for that, make sure you go check that out because you may already have that card and understand what you're getting. So taking a look at that. If you're doing a lot of online shopping, I hear this a lot from parents that, hey, we spend a ton of our money on Amazon because it's just easy, simple. We can get what we get at the different stores. Take a look at the Amazon Prime Visa because you're going to get good rewards back for each dollar that you spend. So being able to use that is really going to be helpful. And one thing too to keep in mind, if you are doing a lot of grocery shopping and you're spending a lot of your money at Costco, if that's your main place that you go and shop, you may want to look at a different card than the Amex Gold because that is not accepted at Costco because they only accept Visa. So taking a look at that, thinking through that, you could also get, if you wanted to get a different card that gets cash back, that has transferable rewards, which you can look on our website and you can go through and there's an easy to follow tutorial, easy to follow where you can plug and play and where you spend your money. So check that out. But one other thing too, with your groceries, if you're spending money at Costco and you do like to travel, you also can pair that with a two times the points on everything that so you're getting two times the points on everything. So that's what we use. We use the Capital One Venture X because that gets you travel benefits. That also gets you two times the points on that grocery spend. So that's a great everyday card that we use, and you're getting premium travel benefits. So if you are trying to travel, if you do travel a lot for work, and you want lounge access, the Capital One Venture X is a great card for also that use case for groceries, dining. If you don't want to do a lot of the mental gymnastics of having a bunch of different cards and you just want a everyday spend card, that would be our recommendation is the Capital One Venture X. If you are spending a lot of money on if say you rent, that is something that we get a lot of questions on. There is the Built Master card, so you can use that, and then you're also going to get money transferable rewards back from that. It doesn't have a welcome offer for the current one, but they did just announce in 2026 that there will be some new cards that you can earn dollars on. And hopefully, from what we're hearing, you will earn points on your mortgage. So that's something that I've been waiting for as a homeowner. That's a great option. There is a new card out where we're working
Hey, I
towards.
wanted to take a quick break to say thank you so much for tuning into the show. The only way the show grows is through listeners like you helping us share it. So if you're enjoying the show, it'd mean the world to me if you hit that 5-star rating, shared it with a friend or family member who's ready to travel more, save money, or just needs a little bit more inspiration and that nudge. And if you're posting about it on Instagram, go ahead and tag Itinerary Boss, and we'll make sure to reshare it and shout you out for giving us a shout out. Thanks so much for the support. It truly means a lot. And now back with the
Well, we're
show.
working towards getting their CEO to come on the podcast, share a little bit more. But this is a great homeowners card where you get uh, one times the points on each dollar spent on your mortgage, and um, you're also going to be able to get other accelerators. Like if you spend money on daycare, if you're doing a lot of different home improvement projects, there's different credits that come along with that. That doesn't have a current welcome offer, but we're working towards being able to get something that will help set you all up and get you a welcome offer. So stay tuned for that. And that's a card that we're definitely looking to get because to start earning those points towards your mortgage. And then that has transferable partners. Right now, it's currently at 8. So you can use those points up to 100,000 points. So say you have a $3,000 mortgage a month, you could earn, 36,000 points just on your mortgage. And then there's different airline partners like Air Canada, SAS. I know they're bringing up a couple others. So stay tuned for that. That's very exciting. That's definitely a card that's on our watch list. And just lastly, if you do travel a lot, checking out, what do you spend a lot of your money on, right? If you're a family, I just had a specific client who they wanted two premium travel cards to say, hey, Ross, we spend over $100 each time we go to the airport on ourselves and our two kids, right? So we're setting them up with uh, one of our favorite premium travel cards because it's going to pay for their TSA pre-check. It's also going to pay for lounge access, for priority pass, and it's going to get them a lot of different credits. So we recommended they get a two premium card stack that's going to set them up for success. It'll also get them transferable rewards. And those are some of our favorite things to do, especially if you have two kids, because it can get expensive at the airport and they're traveling a good amount. So they look at that annual fee with the different statement credits that they're getting back, and it's a no-brainer for them. So I think that's one thing that you definitely want to think through. And if you have questions or concerns about the annual fees on cards, we did an episode. If you go back through, I can't remember exactly which episode number it is, but go check it out. It's our annual fee is worth it. The perks and upgrades you get with those. That's a great deeper dive where I talk through my process, just kind of everything that goes into them. So if you're thinking through this just from a simple family card stack, you always want to have one flexible travel card that you can use because if you're traveling, right, you want to book with that card. It's getting you the trip insurance, it's getting you those travel protections. You're also going to have really good transferable rewards. Also, you want to have, if you're spending a lot of money on groceries, thinking through that, having a high category grocery or dining card. And then if you're spending a lot of money, say on, you know, Amazon or even Costco, sometimes, looking into those type of cards, I like, since we travel, I personally always recommend getting flexible currency cards so you can earn points on those versus like a Costco card, or say, for example, you're buying furniture. Never get the, sorry to the furniture companies, but I never suggest getting those cards that they offer you when you're about to buy it with the 0% interest. There's other good bank transferable currency cards. And then stay tuned for some exciting stuff we have just around mortgage, earning points on daycare, those expenses that you're spending. Just a couple mistakes to avoid before we head out. Never use a single 1% cash back card for everything. I see this happen all the time. And that's where, we want to set you up for success, and not doing that, not using something that you're only getting one times the points on. That's also a no-no. Making sure you're also checking if you do have different cards, like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, checking quarterly activations. Sometimes they'll do 5 times the bonuses on specific things like dining, like shopping, like gas. So checking those things, depending on the card you get. So, for example, if you get the Capital One Venture X, they recently made a change where instead of getting two members to Priority Pass, similar to two other premium cards that we recommend, you only get yourself and you then have to pay for the guest. So doing that type of math, what does that overall cost look like? And then one thing is just if you do get a card, don't not hit the welcome bonus. That's the best, that's the biggest thing with using credit cards for travel is you want to make sure you hit that welcome offer. So making sure you're hitting that. And a lot of these expenses can turn into, right, that if you're spending, let's say you hit a welcome offer and you get 100,000 points. I mean, that could be free flights for your family. That could be two domestic, if you have three or four people in your family, that could be two round trip tickets for all four of you. If you wanted to go abroad, that could be a trip for everyone. So just thinking through those, and if you're spending $1,000 a month on groceries, you're earning and you're getting 4 times the points. That's $4,000. That's 4,000 points a month. That's almost 50,000 points a year. And then when you start to do some of the fun stuff that we help you out with around transferring points, that's when the fun happens. So just to keep it simple, write down where you're spending a lot of your money, match a card to the category. If you just want one simple card, I always recommend the Capital One Venture X, getting you 2 times the points and the travel benefits. if you want to start to strategically outline, how do we maximize this between me and my partner and get the most value for our family? Well, the good news is next week we have the ultimate two-player mode deep dive into how couples can use credit card strategies to help pay for travel, and we'll talk and we'll just explain how it saved us over $25,000 on personal travel since the beginning of 2024 using some of these strategies with 2026 trips covered already. So look forward to tuning in. If this is your first time, again, make sure you give us a follow, subscribe wherever you listen to. Make sure you share it with a family or friend who wants to start traveling more and saving money. And leave us a 5-star review if you think it deserves it. That helps us grow the show, reach more people, helps you save money, and happy shopping.